Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Hit like buttons, subscribe, turn on that bell notification button as well. Some big transfer updates this morning from Chelsea, Man United, Fulham, and of course Arsenal in their pursuit of the midfield player. And that is where we're going to start our news today. As we all saw last night, Arsenal reached a verbal agreement to sign the 25-year-old midfielder Mikel Merino. That deal is now being worked on to complete. The likes of Ryan Taylor, Fabrizio and co have all confirmed this, that Arsenal are in the process of finalising and announcing the signing of Mikel Merino after a verbal offer was accepted. Sociedad are set to sanction the sale. The player is excited by the transfer. There is a total agreement between the player and the club. Arteta has given the player a detailed explanation of his vision and tactical setup, and it is a done deal, set to complete very, very soon indeed. And it just goes to show those reports from France a couple of days ago, which were met with a fair amount of abuse, really. Not just from me, but other... I mean, I did say it was from Spain. I got the nation wrong. It just was a slip of the tongue, really, on the show. But it just goes to prove you don't just play down the smaller sources. I think you bank them, you put them aside. Okay, well, that's what's been said. We'll hold on to it and we'll wait for some more credible sources to come along. And if those original sources play it to be true, you praise it and you make sure those original sources get their flowers. If it's wrong, then you say it was wrong and you move on. But aside from all of that, Arsenal picking up a fantastic player. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. Up next for them is going to be Eddie Nketiah, that looks like he's going to leave. Maybe Reece Nelson. And that is when Arsenal could, in my opinion, put the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake for their summer transfer window by bringing in a top number 9 or a top attacker to add more goals, more prowess, more clinical edge to this already stacked, and I repeat, stacked team. I want your views, I want your opinions in the comments section below. Get that done. Now, looking at Chelsea, this was an interesting story last night that Conor Gallagher rejected a new offer from Chelsea on a 3-year deal for the second time. Wage proposal are in line with the highest earners at Chelsea. Club-to-club agreement in place now with Atletico, awaiting the 24-year-old's decision. And this kind of came out the blue to me as a Man United fan. They're negotiating with Atletico. There's talk that Spurs may come in and try and hijack this deal. But they still offered Conor Gallagher a new contract. And the player has said no. And maybe that's because all summer he's been talking to other clubs with his agent. And he's almost got his head and mind around and set on the idea of leaving. So the idea of suddenly backtracking and staying is maybe not part of his thought process. This will probably trigger some Chelsea fans. It'll probably make others happy. But it does look as though Conor Gallagher is going to leave. What I'm really intrigued about is what Chelsea do with the income from this player. Who they go and buy? Unlikely to be a midfielder with Dewsbury Hall coming in when they already have Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo, Dewsbury Hall. They've got 4 to kind of fill that double pivot area, which it looks like they're going to play. I think they've got to play 4-2-3-1, invert the fullbacks inside, just because you've got to get Kyle Palmer and you can't go 4-2-4-3-3. I don't even know if you can go 3-4-3. I think you... Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud now. You guys let me know. I believe that money should go towards a striker. I believe they should take this, and we know it's going to be, it's going to be around 40-odd million. They should be taking this direct profit, and it should all be going towards Victor Osimhen. It should all be going towards that striker to give them more clinical prowess, to make them more powerful in their attack, increase their clinical edge, score more goals, and just to make Chelsea a more potent team. That is what I would personally do with the Conor Gallagher money. But Chelsea fans, I really want your opinions on this. I really want to understand what you think, what you feel in relation to this matter. Now, big news for Man United. Similarly, Fulham have submitted their second bid of around 20 million for Scott McTominay. Man United midfielder is also subject to concrete interest from Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. He needs to be careful which one of those he joins, because whichever one he rejects, he's going to get a very hostile reception from in Turkey. The bids are getting closer to Manchester United's valuation. Personal terms have been agreed between Scott and I believe Galatasaray, maybe even Fenerbahce by now as well. But the exit of Scott McTominay looks as though it is drawing closer. And this is an important factor for Man United. The likes of Scotty Mac, the likes of Victor Lindelof, the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, removing them from the wage bill so that Man United could move on to new targets. A few United fans becoming impatient. Why haven't we done more business yet? Well, look at the market. First and foremost, it's important to look at it. Balancing the books is also key. We've been horrendous at that in years gone by, and it's always bit us in the backside 2 or 3 years into a project when we run out of money. So I'm very, very glad to see United acting with excellent due diligence for once. But positively surrounding United in the midfield, PSG are now willing to accept a loan deal for Ugarte with a lucrative buy option included, plus a loan fee. The midfielder has been heavily linked to Manchester United. That is from L'Equipe. And I think this is what Man United have been looking for. We know we are sailing close to the PSR FFP line. We just are. And I think Man United, we've got money to spend, but we're still sailing close to it. Getting a player on a small loan fee with an option or maybe an obligation to buy just enables us to spread those costs as we look to increase revenues, as we look to lower the wage bill on deadwood players, etc. I'm looking forward to Ugarte coming in. We watched Manchester United last night, and there was some really good football against Real Betis. We have got 6 or 7 first-team players with Delo, Bruno, Shaw, Lissandro, Menu, Garnacho to come back into this team. You've got Xerxes to be added. Obviously, Lenny Euro is going to come back as well from injury at some stage. You've got Rasmus to come back. But I believe adding Ugarte, moving on and getting De Ligt, Maswari in. And then another story that's come out today, which is very intriguing, is that Man United plot an Ivan Toney move after the Rasmus Hojlund injury. We're going to be without him for 6 to 8 weeks. And now Man United might turn to Brentford and try to secure the services of Ivan Toney, which could be difficult because Thiago has been ruled out for the remainder of 2024, and there's talk that Ivan Toney could stay. But Ivan Toney's a player I personally want at Manchester United, so I do hope that this story is true. However, it feels as though it might just be Rasmus is injured, maybe Man United go in for Ivan Toney because they've had interest before. I don't know how concrete the actual interest is at this particular juncture, but I'm excited about the prospects of Man United improving. I'm excited about the prospects of Man United becoming a more dangerous and well-formulated team on the football pitch. And there's definitely still holes. And I saw a lot of United fans last night. Oh, you know, a lot of the deadwood started, and we haven't moved enough people on yet. Well, again, I reiterate. Getting better prices for players we're selling is key. I think we've only raised in the last decade 400 million euros in sales. When you compare that to our peers, some of them have done 1.1 billion to 1.4 billion. We need to get better at selling players because whether you like it or not, there isn't a bottomless supply of money, even at Manchester United. And if you get an extra 10 million for Scott, an extra 5 million for Lindelof, an extra 10 million for AWB, and you continue that process over 3 or 4 years, you end up with an extra £100 million to spend. And there could become a moment where we need a star player to get us over the line, and it's a £100 million signing, and we have the money to do it. But if we would have burnt the candle at both ends financially now, we could stop that from happening. Man United fans, you've got to wake up. We were never going to be fixed in one summer. The squad was never going to be fixed in one summer. It's going to take a couple of years. We have to address all the inefficiencies at the club. Some financial, some management, some cultural based, some tactical based, some squad based. There's a multitude of problems that need fixing. I see a few United fans sound not satisfied with everything so far. What did you expect year one? A lot of these people are led and sort of influenced by the numbskulls that believe just sacking a manager in isolation by itself was ever going to be good enough to fix Manchester United. The fact they've been proven wrong consistently over 11 years, but they haven't changed their minds, worries me, especially if some of these people can breed. I wouldn't trust them making toast, but they can breed. So look, United fans, we're moving in the right direction. Scotty Mac and co on their way out. Ugarte loan deal looks like it could happen soon. One thing I do agree with some of the negative fans is I want to see more of these deals speed up now, especially with our season kicking off in 7, 8, 9 days' time when we play in the Community Shield. A game I want to win, an opportunity for our players to demonstrate the growth they've had this summer. But as ever, I want your thoughts and your feelings. Arsenal fans, working on closing that deal for Mikel Merino. Chelsea fans, what do you make of the Conor Gallagher rejecting his contract? Looks as though he's going to go for 40 million to Atletico Madrid. Where do you want to see that money spent? And Man United fans, Ivan Toney, do you think it will happen? And what will be the next deals at our club? Let me know in the comment section below. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace!